Welcome, wrestling fans. My name is Joey Styles, and this is the War Room. Tonight, wrestling fans, is a very special edition of the War Room as it marks the final episode of 2015. We begin with the big news from this past week: the Fierce Women and Induction. It was the first ever supercard of wrestling exclusively to feature the women of professional wrestling, and the ladies didn't disappoint. There were two title changes. First, Alexa Bliss was defeated by Paige, who was the new U.S. champion, and Paige becomes only the third female ever to be the U.S. champion. We have a new NXT Women's Champion, as Sasha Banks was successful in her match with Asuka. In the tag team title matchup, well, a little bit of controversy once again. Vicious and Delicious retain the titles, but once again, for the second time in a row, pinfall on Michelle McCool, who had the ropes, and again the referee fails to see it. Bruno Sammartino has stepped in, he's reviewed the tape, and he has decided that LayCool will be getting another shot at the Tag Team Championship. And in one of the most anticipated main events in recent history, we finally found out who the secret wrestlers were going to be. Stephanie McMahon unveiled her tag team partner, Karma, as she returns to the scene here in the FWF. And Bayley's partner shocks the world when it turns out to be the former UFC Bantamweight champion, Ronda Rousey. Rousey decided it was time to take advantage of this recent downtime she inherited and take a look at what life is like in the spotlight of women's wrestling. She lived up to every expectation, helping Bayley achieve a sense of revenge, defeating the team of Stephanie McMahon and Karma in the main event, which you can see right here on the network. The fallout from that event is still being felt, and it's being heard. Social media lighting up as we take a look at just some of the commentary going back and forth between Stephanie McMahon and Bayley on Twitter and other social media sites. Following the match, Bayley was actually interviewed backstage. Due to the success of Induction, President Sammartino has decided that this Thursday's show, New Year's Eve, will be another fierce supercard of wrestling, and it will be the final countdown. We're going to have more information on matches later on in this program. This past weekend was another big event for both the LWF and Shotgun Saturday Night. However, this week, the LWF takes center stage New Year's Day while everybody else is watching football. The smart money is going to be watching the LWF and the action inside the ring. President Sammartino has said the Rock and Roll Express will take on a special mystery tag team this coming Friday night. And the winners are the number one contenders for the FWF World Tag Team Championship. Fans, for those of you that watched the FWF program this past weekend, then you know that there was an incident with Bobby the Brain Heenan where he was thrown out of ringside area for really doing nothing. I'm no fan of Bobby the Brain Heenan, but what's right is right, and he did nothing to deserve getting thrown out in this particular occasion. Having said that, we noticed that Bobby Heenan was missing from ringside for the remainder of the matches of the men he represents. We now understand a little bit more about what was going on behind the scenes that day. We now know that Bobby the Brain Heenan was orchestrating an incredible buyout. He has sold the Heenan family contracts of Andre the Giant, Ravishing Recruit, and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff to the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase has claimed that this is the biggest coup in wrestling history, and the new megabucks are about to take over. Fans, as many of you may know and remember, it was back in November. No, I take it back. It was October of 2015, the last time we saw the Nature Boy Ric Flair in competitive action. At that time, he was on the losing end of a beatdown at the hands of the Asbury Park Assassins. Since then, we've seen him a couple of times ringside for some of his daughter Charlotte's title matchups, but we haven't seen him in the ring until this past week, when he joined forces with the total package Lex Luger. He's made it clear that the Four Horsemen will ride again.
Bam Bam Bigelow and Diamond Dallas Page. Woo! If you don't know about the Nature Boy Ric Flair by now, I guess I'll have to help you out a little bit. You see, you might knock me down, but I will get right back up again. You see, what you've done is you've pushed me to a place that you're probably going to be regretting that you ever pushed me. I'm used to living a lavish lifestyle, man. I'm the jet flying, limousine driving, wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing, limousine riding son of a gun. And if you think for 1 second that you're going to knock the 16-time World Heavyweight Champion down, Brady, I got some news for you. What you forced me to do is to pick up that telephone, and my first phone call was to the total package himself, Lex Luger, and I said, baby, I'm putting the band back together.
The reality is this. Whether Ric Flair would have called me or not, I was going to call him because I saw what happened. And no matter where our paths have gone, the fact of the matter is when I came into the NWA and I told the world I was going to be a horseman, the Nature Boy Ric Flair gave me the opportunity and I took the ball and I ran with it. For that, I will always be in debt to the Nature Boy Ric Flair. But no matter where my career's taken me, my best days were always as a member of the Four Horsemen. And that is something that will never change. It'll never diminish. And now, back together again, you're going to see the new breed of horsemen. And we are going to run wild all over the FWF.
There's a lot of speculation going on out there as to who the next two horsemen are going to be. But I got news for you. I'm the only one that knows, and total package. And that's it. But if you want to know who the horsemen are going to be, you want to turn on your television on Saturday Night Shotgun, because you're going to find out. Because Asbury Park Assassins, you're going to go up against the last two members of the Four Horsemen, and that's when the cat's out of the bag, and that is when the horsemen run loose again. Woo!
There is a lot of speculation as to who the new Horsemen members will be. I don't know, but I can tell you what I do know. I'll be tuning in on Saturday night to watch Shotgun to find out. Another match that is signed, sealed, and will be delivered for Shotgun Saturday night this week. The FWF Championship is on the line. Stone Cold Steve Austin defends the title against Vader. There are a lot of lesser men out there that might be a little concerned to find out they got to defend their championship. Hell, even step in the ring with Big Vader. But I'm not those men. See, Stone Cold Steve Austin has come in, walked in the front door here in 2015, kicked it down, kicked the crap out of everybody that stood in my way, stomped a mud hole in them and walked it dry since day one, and ain't nothing gonna change about that. Vader, if you think you got this Texas rattlesnake shaking in his boots, you better think again. You may be big and you may be bad, but you don't scare Stone Cold. This Saturday night, you bring it. You come at me, I'm going to hit you with an ass whooping you never seen before, son. And I'm going to take your big fat ass and I'm going to drop you with a Stone Cold Stunner. And I'm going to get the cover for the 1, 2, 3. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. This may be the final week of 2015, but we've got a lot of action coming your way. We spoke to you earlier about the big pay-per-view super card this Thursday, the second week in a row for Fierce Wrestling. And let's talk about what's going to happen at the final countdown. We are going to see Charlotte versus Natalya one more time for the Divas Championship in a match where falls count anywhere. We're going to see the U.S. title on the line when Alexa Bliss gets her return match and her opportunity to regain the title for a third time against Paige. And the winner will be decided by the one who is able to put their opponent through a table. And as promised, Lay Cool goes up against Vicious and Delicious for the tag team titles, and this time there will be no missed rope break. This time there will be a decisive winner because these two teams will compete for the tag team championship inside a steel cage. And then finally, this just announced, Stephanie McMahon has sent down an edict that Bayley will be defending her title against Nikki Bella and Brie Bella. She has definitely set the stage 2 against 1 against Bayley. Now Bayley has decided she's going to step up and accept this challenge with a stipulation. That stipulation is very simply this: if Bayley retains her title, Stephanie McMahon has to get in the ring against a hand-picked opponent by Bayley. Induction gave us everything we wanted. Can the final countdown even top that? Tune in Thursday and find out live on Ustream. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting word that this just in. Another match has been announced for Final Countdown. As you all know, Eva Marie won an unbelievable battle royal and has her chance at any title she wants this week. She has chosen the NXT champion. Therefore, it will now be a triple threat match for the NXT title when Sasha Banks gives Asuka a return match and Eva Marie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this week in this episode of The War Room. For the year 2015, we say so long. We thank you for all the success you've brought us in this short period of time, and we look forward to next week when we bring you the first War Room of 2016. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, be safe. Happy New Year from The War Room.